What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, bringing you something I didn't want to bring you today. I was actually wanting to bring you something else. This is my brand spanking new Knives of Alaska knife. This one is the Bush Camp, and it is awesome. But I'm not bringing you today that knife because we're about to get some rain, and I have a branch still leaning over my driveway that I need to cut down. So I figured it would be a good time to bring you the Chipaway Cutlery Big Grizz. That's right, it's a budget Bowie, and we're going to find out how budget it is together. So let's go over the specs on this guy. First of all, the sheath is leather. And it smells like not leather. I don't even know what that smells like. I mean, you can see that it has some leather. But man, it smells like Play-Doh. That's what that smell is. It smells like Play-Doh. So you can see that it's a nicely tooled Chipaway cutlery sheath. For some reason, you have the handguard that goes on both sides, but they put the strap on the side with the edge. I don't understand that. Look, knife makers, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you're making a sheath for a knife that has a handguard on it, and the handguard goes across the spine and the edge area, please put the strap around the spine so you don't cut the strap when you're taking in and out the knife. That's just dumb, man. Common sense. So if you have the chance to just do one side, do this side if the knife allows. This knife allows. They didn't do it. Outside of that, though, it's double stitched. It's tooled. The strap is just held on with 2 rivets. But all in all, it's not too bad. It's nice and thick, and it looks like it will get the job done. All right, let's get into the size. Now, here's something crazy. The blade thickness on this is 0.125. This one is thicker. Look at, now normally when you see a blade this size compared to a blade this size, oh, it's so nice. You wouldn't guess that this one at point, I think it's 1.4, is going to be thicker than this one at 0.125. But it is, it's thicker. But let's get into this because this is what we're talking about. Is the Chipaway Cutlery Big Grizz a worth it to buy budget knife? Let's start out with blade length. We have 9.875 with an overall length of 16.5 inches. Let's see. It's made by Frost Cutlery. Obviously, all Chipaway is. It's made in Pakistan. And it is Packawood, black Packawood handle, and that's pretty much it. And we're looking at a steel, which I believe is 440. Don't think it says, which it doesn't, but I think that's what it is. I think it's a 440 steel. All right, so getting into the right away. I mean, the immediate. What I can tell you is that whoever made this handle has zero clues and ideas on how to contour a grip. I have massive, gigantic, huge, burly man hands. This thing, man, it's like, you know, not allowed to say what it's like grabbing onto. It's so big and thick. It feels like, you know, you're taking a moment of relief. And it's not what you want to grab when you're holding a knife. You want a nice, comfortable grip. You want your hands to be able to go all the way around comfortably. Now, with my hands being as big as they are, I can get a good secure grip on this thing, but how secure? Let's see, I'm tightening as much as I can. And this is not a round grip. Normally, this is what happens with a round grip. But because this thing is so poorly finished as far as the sanding, that happens. Now, you'll notice that it's pinned, right? So that would normally tell you, oh, nice, it's a full tang construction. Even generally on a knife like this, it would be a hidden tang like that. Or if it was a true full tang, it would be like that. But look where the pins are. And look how small they are. What does that tell you? What it tells me is that the steel is so thin right here, this way, that if they used regular size pins, it would not work because it would be going to the edge of the tang. So I'm assuming the tang is very narrow this way. Also, because they stopped the last pin here, that tells me the tang is very short that way. So my guess is that you are looking at a partial tang, a partial hidden tang. So, but just by the fact that the pins are small tells me that I probably do not have a whole lot of thickness in this tang, and that's a bad thing. However, one thing that is good about that bad thing is if I want, I can take this thing and grind some better shape into this handle and make it fit the hand better. So I could do that, but because it's a budget knife and I'll be using it in other videos, I'm going to leave it as is for further comparison abilities. Now the blade itself, typical typical shape of a Wild West Bowie style. So I like it. I love the overall look. Not too shabby. So from a distance, this knife is phenomenal. But it's not always about how they look. It's also how they perform. Sharpness out of the box, not shave sharp. Not even close. I can feel the hairs moving. I can hear the hairs moving, but it's not taking them off. So, I don't know. I really kind of at a loss for the initial giddy up on this, but we're gonna have to just test it and see how it does. Does have the brass handguard, the same style as the case, where it doesn't have the piece that comes folded down this way and the piece that folds up this way. Doesn't have that. Just got the nice, smaller, efficient handguard. And I do prefer that over the S shape. So I need to get rid of that little tree. So let's see how this thing hacks. And we will take it to go get down that little tree. And we will be using my Jolene gifted tripod. And I wanted to let you guys know what it was. This is Yun Tang. This is the tripod, Yun Tang. So basically, it just opens up. I should have probably loosened it a little bit more, but it opens up like this, and then you tighten it, which I had it already semi-done. And then it has 3 telescoping areas that work just like that, so you can get different heights good. And I have the cell phone attachment on there, so I can put my phone in there and hold it. This right here is the remote that you can sync to your phone, so you can use it from a distance and not have to come up and touch it every time, which I do because I like it. I don't know. I like being close to you guys. So this is what we're going to use, and let's get out and use it. All right, guys. All right, since we're out here and we have a little bit of time before the rain comes in, I hope, let's start with the stump and the flip-flops. So whatever you do, if you're doing 4-foot drops, don't leave your foot up there. All right, because you might, that was actually a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. All right, so 4-foot drops, checking the balance. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Do a couple hard downward throws. Man, that hit solid. Solid. Wow, I can't even get it out of there. That hit solid. Let's do one more. Make sure this handle isn't going to loosen. Make sure this guard isn't going to loosen. Man, it's got some pretty good bite. Everything is held nice and tight. So, ooh, I hear the thunder. Nothing but the thunder. All right, so can't get it out of there. Let's try and see if we can't cut some of this nylon rope. A push cut is a no-go. And sawing it barely does anything. So this is an edge I'm going to have to put a little time in if I want it crazy sharp. Right now though, I want it with the ability to chop, so I don't think I'm too worried about that part. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. Doesn't have to be shaved sharp to be able to feather stick. And you can see there that it does that A-OK. Not AOC, because nothing about that is okay. Oh, man. That just rang through my hand. Woo! That stick went by my face at like 45 miles an hour. Okay, give it the old OK grip. All right, that worked out pretty good. So far, everything's tight. Everything's good. Let's do the old kitchen prep test. Well, my piece of food broke. All right, so it's a chopper. We know that. You can look at it and you can say, what am I going to use this knife for? Buttering bread. Obviously. No, it's a chopper. So I think we should stop jerking around and we should start chopping. So that's what we're going to do. Let's take the big Grizz over there where you can see that one on the ground is the one I chopped the other day in a video. And now we're going to chop the other half because it's leaning where it's not supposed to lean. So, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Here's my driveway. And you can see right here, that's all a tree that's leaning over. And luckily, I got my Jeep pretty much finished. And there's a video coming on this build. The only thing I'm doing is I'm going to add a steering stabilizer. And I think that's pretty much it. The steering stabilizer. Oh, and I'm working on the lights. I did these, which are going to be the same as that. Those are all there. I have them already in the house. I have LEDs there that are the same thing. And I have the clear taillights. I bought these and I totally forgot that I need amber bulbs. So before I take these ones off, I need to get amber bulbs for those as well. Went to the store today and they only sold the OEM white ones, so gonna have to find those so I can finish that. And that's literally all I'm waiting on. All right, so let's figure out a way to set you guys up. Here we go, using the telescopic tripod here, and you can see how fast this is going. I'm already on the third one. And you guys are there. So make sure that we're all in. We're all in. So what I'm gonna do, and this is pretty big. This is a thick piece, and I'll be showing you once it comes down. But I'm gonna try and just hack this away real quick. I'll even bring you closer so you can see. I got people texting me and everything, but I don't care. You guys come first. All right, so here it is. Here it is. Let's hit the big Grizz. I'm gonna take the ring off because it already went through my hand one time. It was pretty solid, so let's see how it goes. All right. Well, first swat is successful. Definitely getting a good hit. I'm actually gonna go right-handed because the angle of the tree, and the knife swings so easily that it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed. Actually, now I can go this side. So, does it chop? Yeah, I mean, if you have a knife this size and it doesn't chop, you have a spoon, not a knife. Because this thing is born to chop. Got these. Oh, I forgot it's not sharp. There we go. Vines. Not German nine. I mean vine. All right, let's get that out of the way. Here we go. So this is a beast of a tree that fell here. We're looking at probably 5 inches across. And it is solid. But that's when you bring out a solid knife. And so far, this thing's pretty solid. If it was up to me, and I wasn't doing a video and I was just gonna knock this thing out, I would use either the Case XX or maybe the SE Hoonglass or the D-Bad, the Preacher, to get rid of this. But this one needs to be on film, so we're going to use it. If I use any of the other three, then it would go faster. Now, one thing that's happening is it's turning. It's turning in my hand. Every shot, I can feel the rotating. And that so far has been the biggest problem. Not the edge, just the rotating. Just accidentally chopped off a flower. All right, here we go. There we go. Man, it's spinning. I can feel the tree getting lower and lower. Woo! So, as you chop, wood flies all over the place. One of those chips just came off, hit me right in the nip. Woo! That'll wake you up. There it is. It's getting there. It's getting there. Woo! It's a big piece. There's a big piece. All right, we're pretty much there. We go. And that does it. So that was a killer. Tree killer, actually, because it killed that tree. So I'll show you what we're looking at now. All right, so now I have this big tree laying across my driveway. So what I'm going to do is come over to the end where it's much thinner. Man, it's vines all tangled up in this thing. There we go. Now I can get full swings. There we go. So I can clear this at least out of the driveway. Now the vines I'm having a harder time with because that's really where you need a good edge. And this thing is voided of a good edge, but it has a chopping edge. So what I'm finding is that short hacking is doing really, really good on solid wood. But taking long strides, trying to get those rubbery vines, it was a lot harder than actually hitting the full wood. So I'll tell you what, it definitely chops. Let's see if it batons. All right, so I found a piece to baton. We're gonna work on this right here. Normally, I like to put what I'm batoning up on something solid so it doesn't sink into the ground while I hit it. But I have enough faith in this one. Hey boy! So let's see here. This is a nice big solid solid log, so it shouldn't sink into the ground. Man, it's solid. Now, here's where blade contouring really comes into effect, because it's having a hard time eating through this. What I need to do is restart at a different angle. Hey, go away, boy. Yeah. Or not. This is rough. And I think what's about to happen is I'm about to break my baton, and that's exactly what happened. I had a feeling about that. So I need a new baton. Trying to pay attention to the dogs. There we go. Now I don't have a baton close to me. So we're going to try do this again at a different angle with a short baton. And I'm putting a lot of muscle into this. There we go. So now once you have one section cut off, and what I did is instead of going center on this because of the blade geometry, I just went off center. So now, even with a smaller baton, it should be a lot easier. There we go. To get the wood down to where I want it. And so far, it's working. I just cut a slug or something that was living in the wood. Cut him right in half. Didn't know he was in there. There we go. Woo! This knife is tearing batons up. All right, so here you see it's working. Let me see if I can get that little guy out of there. Oh yeah, there's a couple of them in there, a bunch of them boring in there, and I'm cutting them up. All right, so woo, that was rough. That was rough. Let's see, where's my target? My 5-yard target. Let's raise you guys. Let's raise you guys, because you know we gotta throw this. We got to, because that's not what it's made for. So that means we have to do it. It's called the law of D-BAT. All right, so I think we can see it in there. Let's see. You guys will get a good view. This is going to be my handle right here. 5 yards away. I know y'all saw that. I know y'all saw that. Ugh. First throw, first stick. That's the way I like to get it done. So let's go over this big Grizz. What do we know about it? Well, we know it doesn't come razor sharp. We know it doesn't have to. We know that the handle is way too round, way too fat. But we also know that that's okay, because for what it's made for, it really doesn't matter. The thickness of the handle didn't cause an ill performance, right? It worked, and that's exactly all you need this thing to do. And for the price tag, which I'm thinking is 15 to 20 bucks, all you want is a good camp knife to prepare wood and maybe defend yourself against a wild animal. Well, this guy will do the trick. Did the handle break? No. Did the guard loosen? No. Did the blade fall off? No. Did I damage the edge? I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no. I do have very, very minor, and when I say minor, I mean minor, right here. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. It's not rolling, it's not chipping, it's almost like denting, which means that'll come out with some ceramic or stone. Easy to take care of that. So did the blade hold up? I'm gonna call that a yes. Did it do what I needed it to do? Roscoe, get up here. Turn your head and he walks down the driveway. So did it do what I asked it to do, what I needed it to do? I needed to clear that tree. Did it do it? Yep, it did it. Did everything I wanted it to do. Can I use it as a fighter if I had to? Yeah. Is it, it's so thick I couldn't get my finger around. Let's try that again. So yeah, it would take a little bit of practice with it, and B, for me to not watch it through the screen. And that's what I was doing. I was watching you guys while I was twirling it. So I don't know, all in all, for a budget blade, is it worth the money? Yeah, it's worth the money if you're looking for a cheap bang around chopper that, you know, if something did happen to it, say la vie, who cares? Because you could always just get a new one. This is a great first big Bowie for a kid. You know what I mean? You got some young scout or a kid in your family who you're going to start taking hunting and camping and this and that, and he wants a knife, like I want a big knife. Is this going to be great for someone like that? Well, actually, yes and no. The knife itself is great for someone like that because it's not overly sharp, right? So the chances of him getting accidental cuts are going to be a little bit less. But then again, his hands are not going, or her hands is not going to fit around this handle. But again, that's where you can take a file or some sandpaper and just contour it yourself. Because it's wood, that's going to be an easy job to get done. So all in all, yes, it is going to be good for a first timer. Not too bad. But can I recommend this budget knife? As a budget knife, absolutely. As a 100% your only camp knife and you're going to do some serious stuff out in the wilderness, I would not. I would not recommend this. But for a budget blade that you can bang around and have a little confidence in, why not, man? Why not? We're going to do, eventually, I want to do a best of the budget buoys and line up a bunch of budget buoys and see which one is going to be the best. There's a couple in my mind that stand out right now, and this one, you know, from what I just saw with it, this one will probably chop as well as all the rest. So that's it. That's the big Grizz. That right there is the big Grizz walking across the yard. And it's definitely good for 25 or sub 25 bucks. And what else is good is me, because I'm Donnie B all day. And until next knife.